without further ado, into our session today. Mr.
Thank you, C. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, Bohong, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. I'm Borhong. I'm a managing partner at NEFIN, handling Malaysia operations, and also handle our business development operations regionally. So, including markets such as Mainland China and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yep.
So, in Malaysia, Bohong, what does NEFIN do particularly?
Sure. I will give you a quick introduction to our company and what we do. All right.
Okay.
So NEFIN is a solar project developer. We have a strong management team from multinational companies around the world. Collectively, we've done more than 300 megawatts of solar projects internationally. We have very strong partnerships globally as well. In Hong Kong, we have partnerships through joint ventures with companies like Song Hong Kai. And in Malaysia, as everyone knows through the press release yesterday, we have a joint venture with Petronas. We are also highly supported by the Hong Kong government through the Hong Kong QAA Association and also the Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. So this is just a quick overview of some of the projects that we've done internationally. You can see some projects like for Bosch in China, which the video was about just now. A project in several projects in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, and in the Southeast Asia. Yeah, so you can see that in Asia we have our presence around the place, and we have a total capacity completed of 300 megawatts. Now the question just now, what does NEFIN do? Well, to give the simple answer, we provide solar energy solution, financing and services to our customers. To many of our customers, we are a company that can provide them with solar energy that is cheaper than the energy from TNB. So they don't have to do anything, and we will build the whole solar system, and we will just sell them solar electricity at a cheaper rate in the long run. So you can see here some of our models like CAPEX, OPEX model. So the customer can pay for the system, or we can pay for the system. We do all the system design, customization, we do the construction management, and also the asset management throughout the lifetime of the solar system. This slide just shows that we cover everything inside the spectrum of the solar project, from bringing our project experiences on board. We're bringing our financing through also some of our partners with us, which we have mentioned just now. We handle all the permits and licensing, so the customer only has to provide support if required. We do all the design, we customize the design, that's why we are called a Bespoke Solar Developer. We handle all the project management from the permitting stage until the whole project completion. And then after the project is completed and operating, then we will run the asset. So the customer doesn't even have to go and monitor the asset, we will monitor it throughout the lifetime of the project.
Okay, so it sounds like I think a lot of multinational corporations would be familiar with this concept of energy and solar project. And we are looking at also some of the SMEs that are struggling here in Malaysia. That's why we are saying that, today is the time to revamp, or we will regret when we look back and see at how the business has struggled, and also, facing all these kind of difficulties. So are you also offering this kind of solutions to SMEs? Let's say they are interested to look into this?
Definitely. In fact, from our experience, we work more with multinational because they are more aware of the business model and are more welcome to it. Many multinationals, maybe they do their research ahead of time, and they already see the trend of energy prices going up, and they try to hedge their electricity prices by signing on to long-term solar power purchase agreements to fix their electricity price over the next 20-25 years. Many SMEs, in fact, don't look so much in there, which is why, in fact, this crisis brought about by COVID-19 and the oil price crash is an opportunity for SMEs to look into ways to cut into their costs. And one of the ways to do that is to control their electricity costs. As long as the SME that we're talking about has a strong foundation, has a sustainable business strategy, then definitely they are one of the clients that we hope to work with.
I see. Because this pandemic, we are sure it has caused the global market to turn upside down, and then inevitably our local market has also been suffering lah. So I think those who may be financially stable, like you mentioned, could be the good criteria to as your client. But now they may have difficulties keeping their business afloat. And here we are today, hopefully to get NEFIN to give out some solutions for them to reduce on their operating costs. How can you help directly into this matter?
So we are a bespoke solar developer. We try to customize our solution to the client, not just from a technical point of view. Technically, we always customize our design, our construction to what the customer needs, but also from the business model point of view. Some of our customers might not have such strong financial statements, and we will find ways to work with them either through different ways like different kind of guarantees or different support from other companies. So we do find ways to improve the credibility of companies, SMEs who are facing financial struggles. But the fact that their financials are not the best is not a reason not to look into solar.
Right. Of course, at this point of time, everybody would be welcoming all sorts of help they can, and especially when things are free, like you say, the zero capex solution, I think we will be able to help every one of us. But I think maybe you would like to talk a little bit about how SolarVest and NEFIN are working together in this kind of solution.
Sure. Let me show you how the business model runs. Yeah. So this is a summary slide showing our business model. You can see that NEFIN will provide the solar system to the site owner, meaning our client, with no cost upfront, and we will sell them electricity cheaper than the TMB price. This is done by us signing into a long-term contract, very often 20 years, 25 years. Yeah. Then after signing into this, NEFIN is going to invest in the solar project. But we need local contractors with the local engineering expertise, local workforce to build the system. And this is where SolarVest comes in. SolarVest has been working with us for quite a while now for multiple projects with both local and multinational companies. And we are quite aligned on our expectation of the quality that we have to deliver to our customers. So SolarVest is involved in the design, construction, and commissioning of the solar project, while NEFIN is developing and financing the projects.
I see. So looking from here, I think client would be the most beneficial party of this whole and also this solution. Do you have the examples of the numbers on how the benefits they are going to enjoy?
Sure. We have a sample proposal here. So this can give you an idea of what a customer gets from a solar project, and it leases the solar project to the customer at no cost. The customer just pays us for the electricity. We will do all the design, we'll do the panel layout. In the panel layout, we will consider existing obstacles on the roof, whether it is existing structure, air vents, a skylight, or so on. So we will avoid these things to ensure that our solar system doesn't affect the normal operation of the client factory or warehouse or so on. So this is an example for a 1 megawatt solar system. How big is a 1 megawatt solar system? A 1 megawatt solar system requires a roof space of about 10,000 square meters. So a medium-sized SME will typically have a roof space of that size. And then we will run the simulations showing what kind of generation we can get from the system. And this is using more than 20 years logical data to give us the prediction of what is the generation that we expect. Then we'll do the financial modeling. And you can see here that a typical client is actually paying on average 48.6 cents ringgit per kilowatt hour of energy that they're buying from TMB. This is for a typical commercial customer under the C1 tariff. Yeah? So different customer, whether it's E tariff, D tariff, or so on, that will vary. And for this customer, for a 1 megawatt system, you can expect to see more than 750,000 ringgit in savings per year. And this will run for the next 30 years. So the direct answer is that expect to be seeing more than 750,000 ringgit in savings per year with zero investment.
So this could translate to about 15, 20 or even 30% savings on the entire electricity bill, and that will remain for the next 20 years, 2 decades. Well, but 20 years is not exactly a short time, right, Bahong? I think that it's important for most of us to understand that solar PV systems are meant to be durable and they are well designed and maintained right. So during this period, you can be assured that NEFIN and SolarWest would be performing regular checkups and servicing work to ensure that this 15% or even 30% generation would be guaranteed and run optimally to generate as much electricity as possible. But Bohong, you and I, we have been around for so long, I think NEFIN even longer. Can you share with us some secrets to a system that can generate lots and lots of energy, which will eventually turn into money equivalent to the SMEs and even the multinational corporations we have? So what is the secret to a successful system?
Sure. I can show you some of the key things about us that make us different. First of all, we are a bespoke solar developer. We really focus on the customization of the system to our customers' needs, and also on the sustainability of both business and the solar system. So we are spending a lot of effort on ensuring the return on investment, the performance of the system, and the quality and safety of the system. How do we achieve this? This is done at the very early stages, from procurement process to the design process, to ensuring that we are using not just tier 1, but the best of the tier 1 panel suppliers, to be using reputed, proven inverter suppliers. We do structural calculations to show that our structures can withstand the strongest typhoons ever seen in Malaysia in the past 50 or 100 years. We do not cut costs on balance of system, for example, on things like cabling. We ensure that sufficient investment is put into these to allow high performance of the system in the long run. Now, that is at the early stages. After the early stage investment in equipment and in design, then we ensure that we have a good operations and maintenance team to manage the asset over the long term. So we do regular maintenance, we do online monitoring, real-time monitoring. Anytime we go onto our smartphones and we can see how is the system performing at the moment. If there's any failure, an alarm will be triggered on our mobile phone, which we can immediately deploy personnel to fix the system. So there is a mix of early investment as well as long-term management of the system that allows our systems to be successful. This also goes to a point where, because we are so confident in our system, we provide energy generation guarantees to our customers. So we guarantee them how many kilowatt hours our system will be generating per year. This guarantees allows our customers to also know for sure what is the savings that they'll be getting. Because even if you sign an excellent contract with a very cheap tariff with a supplier, if the system doesn't perform, then there will be no savings to talk about.
Of course. So we can see here from all the points that you have mentioned, we are putting a lot of emphasis on every single aspect, because we truly believe that the whole is usually greater than the sum of the parts, right? So because we have worked on many projects together, we have come to realize that every aspect can be very crucial, because most people we know may only be focusing on the brands of the PV modules, or they so-called as solar panels and inverters. But we should also never neglect the importance of the balance of system, like our stringing design, our cables, our protection devices, etc.
That's right. And in fact, SolarWest's emphasis on these balance of system design and equipment is also the reason why the two of our companies have worked together for so long, and why we have successfully entered into the the project worth almost 30 million ringgit yesterday.
Yes. So, besides Bosch, do you have any other examples of the key projects that you have done?
Sure, I will show you some of our key reference projects. Yeah, I won't go through all of them, just a few key ones to highlight. So this is actually a solar project in Kulim in Kedah. This is, I cannot name the company because we are under a non-disclosure agreement, but this is the largest chip manufacturer, semiconductor chip manufacturer company in the world. And we've done multiple projects with them. We've done projects with them not just in Malaysia, but also overseas in China. And one of the key things working with this company is that we comply with FM global standards. One of the hidden costs of solar system is actually insurance premiums. When a factory is running, you spend some money on the insurance. The insurance premium is proportional to the value of the assets inside the factory. So let's say if your insurance premium is just 0.1% of the asset in the factory, and the factory has assets worth billions of dollars, then the insurance premium is a lot of money. And if the insurance company perceive that building solar on your roof will increase the risk to the building, they will increase the insurance premium. And this cost is a hidden cost. It's not a cost that comes from solar, it's a cost that indirectly comes from installing solar. We have worked closely with FM Global, one of the largest insurance providers in the world, and they provide they are the insurance provider to 1/3 of Fortune 500 companies. So we've worked with them, understood their standards, and we are able to commit to our customers that when we build on their roof, there will be no insurance premium increase. We will work with their insurance companies on this. So working with this company has allowed us to have a strong track record in Malaysia, while also ensuring that all our customers will not have insurance premium increases. This project is both on the rooftop, you can see here at the bottom picture, and on the car park. So we don't only just build on the rooftop. If there's an empty car park lot, we can also build the structures and install solar on top. So this one is not just energy saving, but also a benefit to the employees, also a benefit to the general environment of the factory as a whole. After doing this project with this company in Malaysia, we were given this company's project in China. So immediately after the Malaysia project, we built this solar project in Shanghai for the same company. And this was the car park project on the multi-level car park rooftop. This is a project with Bosch Nanjing. You guys saw the video just now, and this is a mixture of rooftop, car park, and ground-mounted system. This was a project that was built only in 5 months, but this is a 10 megawatt solar project. So it is a very short amount of time to build this kind of this size of project. This is actually for Bosch largest factory in Asia Pacific as well. So this is a huge track record for us. Maybe two more. Yesterday we announced in the local press that this project was awarded to SolarVest. Total project is about 30 megawatt. We've finalized everything for 10.6 megawatt. To be delivered across 15 stores in parallel across Peninsular Malaysia. So you can see all the way from Kedah, all the way down to KL, all the stores are along the way. And it's about 1 megawatt per store.
Right. They would be interested to know how do you stand out from other investors in Malaysia. I'm sure because we have heard also about other local, like our own utility provider, they are also into this model, but how can you stand out from other investors?
Sure. I will show you a few things that make us very different from local investors or some of the international investors. First, we are an international company with international project delivery capability. So many multinational companies, they have factories not just in Malaysia, they have factories in Thailand, in Singapore, in Indonesia, in China, right? one company can deliver for the semiconductor company. We built in their Malaysia factory, and then we built in their China factory. We are interfacing with the same key person inside the company, and we manage the assets regionally, also from our Hong Kong regional headquarters. So having international project capabilities sets us apart from most local project investors. Second, we, as I've also said just now, we meet multinational companies' safety and quality management requirements. We have this experience, we have this kind of experience with not just the companies, different companies with standards of their own, but we also meet an international standard set by FM Global, right? So not just the client standard, but also the insurance company standard. So by having these experiences and setting these standards in our delivery, we are able to ensure that the clients have a smooth and worry-free process in adopting solar systems. We have strong financing background. We have strong financing partners, as I said, including companies like Petronas, which we've made clear to the public yesterday. And these shareholders that we have are not all from the same industry. They are from a variety of industries. Some international companies, some international solar investors may have a lot of funding, but if all the funding is coming from one source, a very large company, this will put them at risk. This will put them at risk in that they will have the risk that if their shareholder run into issue, they will lose financing completely. Yeah. So for example, if one of our competitors is largely funded by an oil and gas company, yeah, if all their money is from an oil and gas company, with the oil price crash, they will lose funding support from the company, and so not only having financing is important, the robustness of the financing is important, and that is what we have. Lastly, we provide generation guarantees. We provide a guarantee to our customer that we will be generating how many kilowatt hour per year on the system. And this guarantee is also a guarantee of savings that our customer will have. So this guarantee is a guarantee that we find we are the only company in the market that is really giving this.
Right. So I think this sounds like a very good plan. And when you talk about energy guarantee, does that translate to ringgit guarantee as well? I mean, when you guarantee, how is the compensation will be like? Is it also in ringgit?
Yes. So for example, let's make it easy to calculate. Let's say that we are selling solar electricity 10 cents cheaper than the TNB price, right? And if during the discussion, the customer expects to be seeing generation of 10 million kilowatt hour per year, then they are expecting 1 million ringgit in savings per year. What we do is that we guarantee that we'll generate 10,000 kilowatt hour per year. And if we fail that, we are going to compensate the customer for their savings, which means that whether or not we achieve our generation, the customer's savings in ringgit is guaranteed.
Right, that's very good. But earlier this week, I think we have also saw that the oil price has gone down, and because looking at the savings in between the solar tariff and also the existing TNB tariff, do you foresee a possibility that there's a chance for the conventional electricity price to be adjusted due to the price of the oil and the oil going down? So how will renewable energy technologies such as solar stand in this situation?
For the case of Malaysia, most of the electricity in Malaysia is generated from natural gas and coal. So the fall in oil prices has impacted some of the electricity generation costs, but I think the major electricity generation costs would not directly be affected. But it is true that the economy has taken a heavy hit, and in order to help the economy, there may be policy controlling electricity costs. But this is in the short term. We are talking about savings for the next 20 years.
Yes.
And I think it would be foolish to assume that the economy will not recover. And as the economy recovers, so will costs. The cost will come up. And so this is a great opportunity for companies to hedge their electricity costs now while companies are suffering. And if companies can successfully control their costs during this period, they will come out of the crisis stronger than before.
Right. So when most people would like to come on board the solution and also join this, what are the most common questions that would come across their mind? Do you have some examples of those things that people want to know?
I think very often customers in Malaysia ask questions about, first of all, of course, about the price, what kind of savings they can get. A big part is that they'll be thinking about the risk involved with the solar project. Is the solar project a fire hazard? Is it going to affect their production, right? Is it going to affect their logistic flow? Yeah. Is the solar electricity going to have any issue with TNB electricity? Is the electricity going to end up disrupting their production by reducing the electricity quality? Yeah. So we address all these concerns to the customer by clearing all the risk upfront. Yeah. For example, how do we address the fire hazard risk? As I said, we comply to FN global requirements. We ensure that there's no additional risk. How do we show that the electricity quality from solar is better than before? We have real case study from our projects showing that solar electricity is of a much higher quality than TNB electricity. In fact, in that case was NUR electricity, which is supposed to be of an even higher quality than TNB electricity. So we have real case studies showing this. So through our track record, through our process that controls the quality and the safety of our system, we are able to ensure that the customers' concerns on risk and safety and impact to their production is addressed.
We have a question coming from Facebook. I think it's a very good supporter. Thank you, Mr. Nudge. I think the question is that knowing that NEFIN will be using all tier 1 products, but in terms of selecting the contractor to work with, would you be able to compromise on the quality of the contractor to get good profit? Because I think he prefers about your selection of contractors, Bohong.
Yeah, so for the selection of contractor, we allow our customers to also involve in the contractor selection. We allow them to set certain requirements because for us, after having a project to choose a contractor, we will run the tender process. And are some requirements that they have to ensure that the contractor that we select are meeting their requirements. We definitely do not compromise on quality to get a contractor, that is cheap. From the press release yesterday, we've awarded SolarVest with quite largest commercial rooftop project, and SolarVest has been a long-term contractor partner for us. We know that paying a slightly higher price may impact our profitability in the short term, but as I said earlier on, having the investment upfront and ensuring the management of the asset is well done in the long term is actually where we are able to survive.
Right, Bohong, I think we would like to thank you also for all the opportunities given. We will continue to be competitive and also to deliver the best projects for you. And we have another question coming from the floor from Mr. Junior. Is NEFIN going to guarantee on the power quality of your, I think,
we will give a guarantee on the power quality, and we do this not just through a guarantee. In fact, technically, our solar system will immediately shut off if the quality is not performing to expectation. So if there's a voltage surge, or that the frequency is not aligned with the grid frequency, then actually the inverters will immediately shut off. So if there are relays in place to detect this, and they will shut off our system. So this is not just a guarantee, but it's designed into the system.
Yes, Mr. Zunia. If not mistaken, I think the power quality that we are looking at for solar PV systems are usually close to 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a really good and a fair question. And I have a case reference here. This is through in our project in Kulim, yeah, with the semiconductor company.
Right.
You can see this is.
So I think we can continue with the session, and then all of you coming from the floor can always ask us questions, and we will come back to you whenever it's relevant.
Yeah, so I was saying that this what we're showing here is actually pictures of the meter, the power meter from the solar power meter, yeah? And you can see this is real data showing that our power factor is 1. If you are an engineer, you understand that the power factor will be less than 1 when there's a moving part in the power generation process. And because the solar system is a static, there are no moving parts in a solar panel or in the solar generation process. So the power factor is stayed to 1. Then we talk about total harmonic distortion. The code and the quality from TMB is that the harmonic distortion is less than 4%. As you can see, in our case here, our total harmonic distortion is less than 2%. So not only do we over-generate, we also generate power of a superior quality to TMB and NUR to ensure that our client's equipment is not going to be affected by the power quality.